everybody, welcome back. For those of you that are new, my name is Kat. I do loads of videos on makeup. Today we are joined by my headache that has been here since Thursday. It is now Tuesday and it won't shift. So today's video is going to be a wee bit more glam. It's going to be a purple theme on the eyes and the lips. So I'm also going to be testing out a brand new primer that I received in the post today. I ordered it from eBay. It's called Beloria. Never heard of them. The concerning part about today's makeup, today's worry is that this primer that arrived has an expiry date on it. I bought this from eBay. It's a brand new product. It was all taped up. It had the little foil seal on it and it expired in 2020. So we're going to use it and see what happens. Hopefully my face will be okay and we shall see. So the foundation for today is a foundation by Flora or Flora or however you pronounce it. Nobody knows how to pronounce this foundation. No one. This is the bottle. It's amazing. Get really good coverage out of it. I have spent the past day and a half getting hydration into my skin since I've done my glycolic tonic face peel. So yesterday I pretty much done a gel mask on all last night until this morning. So this primer, this is what it looks like. Beautiful peachy shiny colour. And on the front it says Daily Protective Makeup Primer, 24-hour makeup oil free, hydrate and moisturise. On the back it says Ultra Face Base Primer. Make your makeup last all day with this Ultra Face Base Primer. It creates a smooth appearance by filling in fine lines and pores whilst providing the perfect surface for foundation. The directions are apply it on clean or moisturised skin prior to makeup. So my face has been cleansed, my face has been moisturised. I actually put quite a bit of moisturiser on today because I'm really trying to boost my skin, make it a bit more healthier because it was getting a wee bit dull over the past couple of days. So we're going to use this primer on top of my cleansed and moisturised skin. It's perfumed nicely. Quite strong for a primer. I don't think I've really had a fragranced primer, so this is a first. It does smell quite nice. Not sure how I would describe it. I almost want to say it's like floral, but it's not. And I can feel my face stinging. But I think we're alright. It's actually in the sort of bits of my skin where I had went quite rough with the glycolic acid. So on my nose and in here, ow. I'm joking, it doesn't hurt that much. But it does ever so slightly sting. And if my face does start to burn or go red, I will be stopping this video and I will be washing this off, but so far it's fine. You can still smell it. I was hoping that the scent would have disappeared, but I imagine it's maybe going to disappear under the foundation. I hope. I still can't decide what I think it smells like, and I like to let my primer just sit for a minute or two just to dry so that hopefully in theory it doesn't move too much when I put my foundation on. It's drying quickly. It doesn't feel particularly silicone-y, but it doesn't feel water based, and if it is silicone it's very light. So Flora, whatever. It tells you to shake it into one pump and apply it in downward little strokes. Here we go again, can you talk? Downward strokes to achieve a really good finish. I would normally apply this foundation in that way, however today I really just wanted to apply it with a damp sponge and see what look we can achieve. I love this foundation. It is really good at covering redness and everything without concealer, but sometimes with the brush I feel the product just doesn't always have a really nice glowy flawless finish. This is a soft matte finish, and with the brush I feel just sometimes it can look quite cakey. So I'm going to be trying it with a damp sponge and see how we go. One pump. This stuff does oxidize, I would say. Doesn't really change colour, but I wouldn't go in with a couple of pumps and then try and do your whole face. I think with this foundation you're far better working in sections. Excuse me. I'm going to be doing one half of my face so that you can see how much coverage this foundation gives in comparison to my other videos and the other foundations that I have used. And this is one of the foundations that if you hate the tickly nose feeling, you're going to get it. I can feel it starting already. This sensation drives me insane. And I really just want to get my nails and claw my nose. I think I have quite particularly sensitive skin in that area. And I just can't stand the tickle. But you see, that's just that one pump. I have almost used that full pump, but that's how quickly this covers. And I'm actually surprised it's doing really well with the damp sponge. I was expecting it to maybe not work or to be patchy or not cover as well as it does with the brush. But I would say that's doing really, really good. This is in the shade 102 Nude. And I do quite like the finish. I actually quite like using this with a damp sponge. The tickly nose. Oh, it needs to go away. It goes right up into the corner in my eye. And it just really needs to. I would certainly say you need to set it. Or I find it can really move around the face. But as you can see with this big line, just how much that one pump, that was one pump for this entire side of the face. And you can see just how well that's covered. But I'm really impressed with that. I think this is an easier method to apply this foundation is with a damp sponge rather than the brush method. I always use a primer with this foundation, or I find it can emphasise the scarring I have on my face, especially my cheeks. And again, I have a broken vein here that's slightly raised and it can create a shadow on my face to make it look as though it's not covering when it is. Just going to do a little bit more on the forehead. I'm really liking the finish that's coming with the Damp Beauty blender. And I'm hoping that with it being applied with the Damp Beauty blender, it's not going to dry my skin out as much as it would with a dry brush. Now when I'm looking at this camera, for some reason, this foundation seems to be showing up slightly yellow. This happened to me before, and I'm not sure why it shows up yellow, because when I actually look at that in a mirror, it is a perfect colour. So I don't know if it's maybe to do with the light or the camera. This happened before in a video and I noticed that the face seemed to flash back yellow and didn't match the rest of my skin. So to help with this video, I'm going to take this down my neck and then I can look like a little Simpsons character. And this foundation, when it is setting with a powder, I have worn it down the neck before, and when it's set with a powder, I don't find you get any transfer with it. And my neck can be quite red. and that's why I do sometimes wear my foundation right down. And there we have it. I think that's really all we're going to do in the covering side, but I love this foundation for its ability to cover, and that's what this brand is quite well known for, is its ability to cover. So I'm going to set it, and I'm not going to use my usual method of setting where I use my W7 Colour Correct and pressed powder. I'm going to be going in with a Primark pressed foundation. I love this to set makeup because this also gives more coverage. It's buildable coverage in powder form, and it's the PS My Perfect Colour Foundation pressed powder, and it's in the shade Porcelain. This is it. I go in with a brush. You do get a lot of kickback if you dive in with a brush. I'm already hitting pan, but if you go in with a pad you can dab it on, but you'll get quite a heavy coverage, and I don't find this goes cakey when you use it to set. It's just a really nice foundation, and it's not drying. And I've mentioned it a few times in videos that loose setting powders can be really drying on my skin, but this is just really nice. And it's quite comfortable to wear. I have worn this on its own, especially when my skin goes into a wee mood where it's going to be really, really oily. Doesn't happen to me much these days, but the odd occasion it can happen. There we go. I think that's us all set. Now you can build this up even more than what I just have. It's a very, very, very buildable foundation. The itchy nose is back. It needs to go away. Right. Easing it. We're going over it with a brush. It needs to go. Oh, I look insane, but if you get the tickly nose, you'll know what I am talking about and what I am going through. This needs to stop. I forgot how bad the tickly nose part is with this foundation. It's gone. Thank God. It's gone. So we have set the foundation with the pressed foundation from Primark, and another thing that I really like to use, because I am so light in skin tone, for contour, I've said this before in a previous video, contours can sometimes look really ashy or muddy on my skin. So one thing that I found that works really, really well for me for contour is the PS My Perfect Colour Foundation pressed again from Primark, but in the shade Chestnut. This looks really, really intense, but see when you put this on, it blends out so nice and natural, and it doesn't matter how pasty I get, it seems to work well. One thing I'm also going to do a bit differently today, and I've not tried it before, is I'm actually going to be using my blending eyeshadow brush from Primark as well. It's an angled one. I'm going to try and use this to apply the contour shade in here, and then I'm going to blend it out with my Moda powder brush, this one. I'm going to see if this helps. I just find that with this, because you're blowing it out and it can look really, really natural, you can put it on in a properly straight line. My flat top contour brush from Primark that I would normally use is still drying, so I'm just looking in my mirror below. So it's quite a strange line, but obviously that is going to get blended right out. And I'm not looking for a heavy contour look at all. That looked like such a harsh line, and as soon as you start blowing it out with a brush, it's really natural and it's quite nice. Flattering, not strong, not ashy, not unblendable. There we go. But do you see the difference? I really like that for that purpose. I think it's fantastic. And we're going to go in and blend the other side out. But yeah, so let me know what you're watching. What is it on? And do you know of any good scary films to watch? Probably better telling me the older ones, because I think I've seen all the sort of newer ones that are available just now. And one thing I've also been trying to do during this lockdown is organising the house. That's what I've been trying to do. Trying to organise, just make life a little bit easier, and I've also been spending a lot of time in this room, my makeup studio. I've been spending a lot of time in here and been thinking a lot about how I'd like to change the room up a bit to make things a little bit easier for just now, but I'd like it to be a little bit more practical. So that's me done my contour, and that's as far as I'm going with it today. And still, I didn't move, none of my makeup moved whilst buffing any of this out. You only need to buff it out really lightly. It doesn't take much to blend that out when you're using it as a contour, but I think it's really easy and natural looking. So next, I'm going to do the eyes, and for the eyes, I've used this palette before, but I used the light colours. It's the Berry Velvets from Primark. This is a £3 palette. I believe it is a dupe for Huda. It's a really nice palette. It's really pigmented. You don't get kickback, you don't get fallout. It's just really nice. This is what it looks like on the inside. It's well used. I have had this for almost a year. It really doesn't take much. Again, going in with the flat brush, starting with the lightest colour, this one here. I'm going to cover the entire lid in this colour. This is like a very light shimmery shade, but I think it's holographic you call it, but I'm not sure. And when the light hits it, it's like a pinky colour. And it's just a really nice colour to start the look. And then I'll be going in with transition shades. I use quite a lot of colours for this. I think this is a really versatile palette from Primark. And it's just superb. And tell me, are you finding anything that's helping you cope with life in lockdown? Personally, I'm finding doing these videos are making things much easier because I've got something to focus on, and it gives me much more of a routine. And also, I forgot to say, stress down day for me today because I feel so rubbish. I just wanted to be comfortable and have a hoodie and something soft and comfortable and warm. And I hope that puts you in a nice comfortable mood. I have my little booty slippers on to keep my feet warm, and they're so soft and cosy, and I know that when I put them on it's chill time. And I find this quite relaxing because it's something to focus on, something that I enjoy doing. I love makeup. I didn't always love makeup. I didn't start wearing makeup really until my late teens. I did wear makeup before then, but I certainly wasn't as into it as I am now. And now it's an obsession that even if I won the lottery, I believe I could spend all my money. If I won the lottery, I believe I could spend that money so quickly and just buy makeup. I would buy a house that had big rooms in it just to turn one of those rooms into a proper makeup room, because I am that person. So, both the eyelids are done with the white. I'm going to go in now with my angled brush. This isn't the same one that I used to do contour, this is a different one. I have multiple brushes that are the same so that when they're getting washed I always have one available, except my flathead contour brush. It's the only one that I don't. So the next shade I'm going in with is this one here. I'm only going to be going in with the crease, don't need to be too neat with this really, this is just the transition shade. And I'm going to be building that up really slowly-ish, just so that everything looks quite seamless. And I think these are really easy eye looks to do because you don't need precision or skill, and it's just really easy, fun, and you can do this with any colours. You don't need to go anywhere near as dark as I'm going to go. You can use whatever colour to your heart's content. And if you are new to doing it, just slowly do it, don't go stabbing the brush into the eyeshadow, just pick up a wee bit, get a good tap, and then start and see what colour payoff you're going to get and go from there. So the next colour I'm going in with is actually this matte pink in the middle. This is another really nice transition shade to use, and this is all going in the crease. I think this brush was only like 90 pence, if it was even 90 pence from Primark. And I absolutely love Primark brushes, they are my favourite, they're affordable, and I wash my brushes, especially my face brushes like my foundation, my powder brushes, I wash them after every use because I am prone to spots, and I have washed them many times and I've never had hairs falling out, which can happen, doesn't matter how much you spend on a brush. When you are washing them, sometimes you will get hairs coming loose, but I've never had that with these brushes, and the bristles never, sometimes I find with certain brushes when after you wash them they can become quite rough. I've never had that with these brushes and it's great. For my next colour I'm going in with this shimmery one here, and again on the crease, but I'm also going to go into the outside corner, the eyelid and the inside corner, just to start building that little bit of depth. And a little bit onto the crease. I quite like purples, pinks. I haven't done my favourite eyeshadow look, which is orange. I haven't done that one yet, but I will. It's a very pigmented orange, but I just love it. Absolutely love it. So strangely enough, I'm actually going in with this red colour here. That's going to go in only the outside corners and slightly into the crease. So I'm going to dab it in first, slightly tap, and then I'm going to turn my brush upside down. And I'm going to start blending and these colours do blend really nicely, and I find for help drag that colour up into the crease, having the brush angled down the way really helps. And I'm just going to go back in and blend. So got that colour. You can't see it incredibly well, but this is just like a smoky in colour. And for the next outside corner shade, this one here, and we're just lightly tapping and then dusting off the excess. We're not loading the brush with pigment for this look. But you see how you're getting that more diffused colour building. Excuse me again. And to deepen it up, I'm going to go in with a flat little brush and I'm going to go in here, tap off the excess and just lightly tap that into that outer corner. And already that just again adds that lovely bit of depth. Nice bit of depth. And then I'm going to go in with this shade, and there isn't too much a difference between those two colours, but they do just bring that nice little bit. Going to go in and blend that out. Just lightly, because I want to keep the deepness there. And then I'm going to go back in with this flat brush into the red. I love reds as well. And just really give it that wee pop of colour. And there we have it. I think this palette is such a versatile palette. But that is all I'm doing for the eyes, so I can move all my brushes away. I'm going to pop off camera, I'm going to put my eyeliner on, I'm going to put mascara on, we'll come back and then we'll finish the face. Hi guys, I'm back. As you can see, eyeliner's done, my mascara's done, and as always, for my mascara, if I can find the tube again, I used my L'Oreal Paris Paradise Ecstatic Mascara. I love this mascara, I say it in every single video. This is not sponsored, but I wish it actually was. I would take those mascaras for free happily. And yeah, L'Oreal, take the hint. So, the eyes are all done. We're going to go in with the blush, and I'm using my Maybelline Master Blush palette. This one here, and I am actually taking my highlighter brush to do my highlight and my blush. I find this really good for doing blusher because it's so small, so precise, and it makes life a bit easier sometimes. And this is a highlighter shade, and we're going to be going in with this blush, this pinky one. So highlight first on the cheeks. And this is a nice gentle highlight. And if you have happy lines like me, glitter is not your friend. Sometimes it can really emphasise those little lines, whereas this is so fine that it doesn't emphasise anything like that. So, a little bit. And I like just a little bit on my cupid's bow. Almost forgot, I like doing it along this bit too. There we have it. Just brings a little bit of dimension back into the face without overdoing it. So now we're going to go into the blush. That pinky colour. This is how it looks on brush. Really intense looking, but it's not. It's more intense than the first shade, but it's not overpowering. There we go. I think it really just adds a nice bit of colour back into the face without being chalky or cakey. It's just really nice. So I'm going to go and put my lipstick on, come back and we'll talk about the foundation. Lips are done, everything is finished. For lipstick I went in with the PS Matte Vintage Rose shade. I've used this before, one of my favourites. It's quite a gentle purple colour. I think it's complementary to the eyes. It doesn't take all the attention away, but it's purple and it's just a complementary colour. So this foundation, I get a great wear time out of this. It never falls off my face, it doesn't dry out my face, and the coverage from it is fantastic, as you can see, hopefully. So I don't even go in with setting spray. Sometimes, depending on my skin, I will go in with setting spray with this foundation, but today, no need. The powder's just enough, and I don't want to stop my skin being able to breathe, which sometimes I find if I do use the setting spray, it can just be a wee bit too much. So I only use it if I feel like I really need it. But this is the look. I think it's such a nice look, and especially with this foundation, the coverage is phenomenal. I don't think I've ever had a Flora foundation that didn't cover my face. The price of this, I paid £2 for this from Amazon. It took a little bit to get here, but really not long at all. For £2, I cannot complain, considering most of my foundations are around, they're over £10, and they normally sit, I think it's generally about £12 for that I pay for per bottle. In comparison to this, which was like £2. You can find some people selling it for over £20, £10, but if you really just have a look and check your reviews, you'll see it for about £2. So this is me for today. I really hope you enjoyed watching today's video. Sorry if I haven't been as energetic as I normally am. This headache is really just driving me insane, and hopefully by the next video everything will be much better. So thank you for joining me. If you haven't already, please subscribe, ring the bell so that you can get notifications of all my upcoming videos, and I hope to see you again. So bye guys!